Good morning. Did you play the Cup or not yesterday? I decided not to. The two matches in Switzerland, well, they went as per expectation, which is good. And St. Gallen, we'll have a look at that one. So no real green screens. It's helping get my mum back from hospital yesterday. So more fixated on that. Today will be a similar story to yesterday, Cup day. But let's have a look at any plays yesterday. All up to you whether you wanted to play Cardiff and Chelsea. Chelsea did take the lead. Cardiff did equalise. All second half action. So arguably, if you laid the draw second half, I suppose you'd have been okay. Depending too on the lineups. What was Chelsea's lineup like? Strong? Weak? Much changed, I would suggest, from what you'd normally see in a first 11. Although I'm not a Chelsea fan. But a lead for Chelsea, a 1-1. Arguably an angle in, but the draw is open, isn't it? That's the problem. Neto and Garnacho. Neto coming on as a substitution. Watch out for this. This is a really strong pattern with a number of teams. 65th minute, 60th to 70th minute substitutions. You know very well Atletico Madrid love a bit of this. Get in a spot of bother, 1-1. Bring on the troops, particularly Antoine Griezmann. And off you go. One of them tends to turn out to be the game changer. That, in this case, Pedro Neto. Class act he is, by the way. Great player. Elsewhere, just lukewarm for the Cup for me. You have to be psychic Sally to be able to determine whether these lot are up for it or not. You can see that 1.02 PSV. You're expecting 4+ goals, really. But they'll do the job, won't they, at 1.02. Typical Dutch Cup. Goals. 5, 4, 3, 5, 3. Maritimo and Benfica, arguably a play. It was mentioned by one of the members in the comments, and I'll have a look at the comments later on. Thank you very much for your responses about the applications. If we have time, I'll walk you through the apps. I've got to prepare a package for you. I'd like to give you an app that you want to check out rather than foisting one upon you. I've got plenty of them to choose from. I've been enhancing them all week as well, learning a lot, but it's getting them from the sandbox to the real world. It's incredibly difficult, this Google Cloud. It's, my goodness, you've got to be Elon Musk's cleverer older brother to solve this lot. Worker pools, domain mapping, servicing, annotations, request counts. This is the app, for example. This is supposed to be launched, but no, it's absolute gubbins. I don't know anything about this. I haven't got a clue. Edit and deploy new revisions, service details, Cloud Run, GitHub, choosing your monitor with uptime checks, whatever the bleep that is. So you can see I've got a mountain to climb to get these out into the real world, but I can get them to you for you to trial. Well, let's look at the matches that I actually starred. St. Johnstone, well, did get the goal against Hearts B eventually. If you get anything around 3s to lay the draw, that's good value, isn't it? Like that. Copa del Rey, eventually Barcelona. Now, you could have got some value out of that. Yes, they're 1.03, but I think you're going to have to dismiss going for the biggie, like 4-0 to 9-0. And the longer you delay, the bigger the odds for a 0-1, 0-2. So that's something for you to think about. It's such an emphatic odds that they're going to win. So have the bravery to even scream out for a 2-0 here. Marcus Rashford and Christensen. Could have been, I think, Robert Lewandowski absent. Indeed, Just some slight changes to the Barcelona side, but that's an angle if you want to create value. Wait, if they're struggling and they're 1.02, they're going to win. They're not going to be winning 4-0 to 9-0 as we normally expect, but you could get yourself a decent set of odds there, that's for sure. Working our way down, this was actually a very readable league yesterday. Let me show you St. Gallen, and I hope this is something that you can pick up yourself if you decide to research any matches manually. It's something I'd love to get an app to be able to do, is to spot these patterns, but this is where human beings help massively. St. Gallen. Now, if you walk through their form, what do you see here? Look at the colour coding. Tell me what you see. Now, if you answered only the one draw all season, go to the top of the class. That's an angle, isn't it? That's something you can work with, regardless of what the opponent has been doing. Obviously, St. Gallen, second in the league for a reason. They're not dropping points. They're turning 1-1s, as they did yesterday, into 1-3s. Got another 1-3 yesterday. Great stuff. So watch out for that angle yourself. If you spot these, you could lay that draw at the 1-1, which I did suggest. Regardless of what this says, 2.25, etc. If you wanted to play that very, very strong pattern, do it. Ton, banker bet. You can see I starred them yesterday and they delivered like a banker, which is a pity. We don't want that. We want them to huff and puff. We want Winterthur to score the first goal. Today's trading angles, when it's going to be a similar story to yesterday as far as the cup is concerned. So I will leave it up to you if you want to play the cup or not and the possible liability issues that go with it. But let's have a look particularly at the Swiss Super League, which was very readable yesterday. It becomes even more difficult in the EFL Cup when you've got Premier League sides meeting each other because they've got such a ridiculous fixture list during December. Surely they'll be fielding weakened sides for the EFL Cup. It just has to be, doesn't it? Newcastle coming off the back of a 1-0 loss in the North East Derby. Are they going to be looking just to gain some gentle respite in front of home support? It's not a match or a pair of matches I want to give you any strong opinions on. Do check out the team news. But for me, I would be looking at team changes were I the managers of these two sides. Dutch Cup. Same story as yesterday. You saw a goal fest yesterday, average about 4 goals. So that's something for you to think about if you wanted to play neutrally. But we've got big names out. European sides, Feyenoord, Go Ahead Eagles, Ajax. Ajax starting to get back into a bit more like their old selves. They have been awful of late. All of the big boys tend to be playing away from home, you'll see. Ajax, Utrecht, I think 1.3 favourites. Go Ahead Eagles, only 14 Sittard at home and Feyenoord at home. Taca de Portugal, Jose Mourinho's Benfica against Farenza. Again, we've got questionable motivation. Jose Mourinho surely will be focusing on getting Benfica into the top 24 in the Champions League. This could be something he doesn't need in his fixture list. Dundee United and Celtic. Let's take a look at this one. Only 3 wins for Dundee United this season, but they have had a pair of 2-2 draws against Rangers, which is the gauge really when you're playing Celtic. So in that regard, they might be competitive today, but only 3 wins all season suggests not. Celtic, for their part, I think they've only had 3 defeats all season. 2 of them have come against Hearts and the other one against Dundee FC. There is a strong pattern for Dundee United of goals before half-time. So do look out for that potential neutral angle there. I'm not sure, well, banker potentially, if Dundee United score 2 goals today, then possibilities, given the fact that Rangers kept them at 2-2, that Dundee United might be caught out by Celtic. But I could show you that checklist app if we have enough time. The Copa del Rey, you learnt from Barcelona. If you delay, you could get some really good value. Keep the faith. If this is 0-0 against Talavera for Real Madrid, in the 70th, 75th minute, keep the faith. Just curtail your correct score win to 0 to a similar story to Barca, like something like 0-2. Atletico Madrid away at Baleares. Well, on paper they should be superb, but what is the motivating factor? Is Simeone up for the cup? Back in the old day at uk.soccerway.com, which has completely changed and been butchered for the trader, you used to be able to go back at the form lines, and you used to be able to do it by competition. Now, if they've brought that back, then superb, but they haven't, you see. This actually mirrors Soccer 24, doesn't it? Back in the old day, we would have the matches up, we would have them by competition. So we'd have Premier League, we'd have the EFL Cup, we'd have the FA Cup, we'd have friendlies, we'd have Champions League, we'd have miscellaneous matches such as the Super Cup. You would go to your EFL Cup and it would look at the form and you could say to yourself, they're up for the cup, this lot, or they're not up for the cup, or they only lose against X, Y, and Z. You can't do that anymore with Soccerway, which is a real pity. It's such an excellent website. It used to be, at least. Its filter system was brilliant. Now, if any of you know of a website which can filter by competition, do let me know and I'll pass it on to other members. But it's in the Swiss Super League. We might get some action this evening. Let's take a look at some of the research. With only one home win for Luzern and scoring in each of their last 8 home matches, that surely is an angle in. In the last 13 matches for Luzern, at least one team scored at least 2 goals. Can you rely on that pattern today, particularly if Luzern score first and them having only the one win? We've got a both teams to score angle as well. In 10 of those 13 matches, both teams scored. So it does line up nicely, doesn't it, for a potential Luzern goal. Basel equaliser. Basel, you'd suggest, pushing on with that second goal. Basel 40 at the moment, 3-0 in a recent run of only one win in 6. So, a little bit lukewarm. They remain unbeaten in 3 away, but they did lose to Luzern in a head-to-head this season. Young boys against Grasshoppers. Well, the general rule is with the young boys, if they are fancied by the market, they are fancied by the trader. So in that regard, I might give that a little bit of a star. And indeed, this one from a team to score 2 goals perspective, if this is 1-1 late on, for example. Only 4 defeats for the young boys, 3 of them coming away from home. Again, a tick in the box for starring this one. A resounding 3-3 in the last time these two met. Saw Grasshoppers, I think, lead on 3 occasions. So that is a really strong angle as well. Grasshoppers have failed to score in 4 out of their last 5 away. That will certainly get the star, I think, as a very readable match and one which the young boys should be targeting for the win. With 3-4-4-2-1 goals before half-time for the young boys recently, it's a possibility of a goal before half-time. Zurich and Lugano, well, look at the odds already. They should be suggestive of you just holding back a tad there. 3 wins and 2 2-2s in 5 matches for Zurich is the reason why they're not outsiders as Luzern are. They're given a chance. 2 consecutive home wins as well. And the last 0-0 at half-time was back in the 30th of August for Zurich. So there's a possibility of a goal before half-time in this particular match. Only 2 defeats since the 17th of October for Lugano means you can't discount them either. So this, again, is for me, it's one of those matches you can't discount either side. Hence the over-evens about a favourite. Well, we can do a little bit of XG analysis today. We've got 4 league football matches, which could be worth investigating. I've been getting ambitious with this expected goals app, trying to get it to decipher home XG for the home side, away XG for the away side. But as things stand, this is the expected goals. The total XG, well, it's not given me the XG for home and away, which is a slight problem. Something for me to look at. Must have been an off day, but XG away for Celtic of 2.05. What we really need is the XG against, so we can determine Dundee United's defensive record. So I'll see if I can get a new version of that. Superior offensive output, stronger defensive record. Well, we don't see that here. So that's something I'm going to have to look at from an app perspective. But Celtic should be eyeing 2 goals at least today. This is more like it for the young boys and Grasshopper. You see how important it is to know the defensive strength or otherwise. What we have here is a problem with Grasshopper in allowing sides to score 2+ goals against them. And you don't need an invitation when your expected goals for is up at the 1.78 marker. Your expected goals against is 2.02. It does suggest, doesn't it, that the young boys could be knocking on the door of 2 goals. But the young boys themselves, overall this season, have been a little lax defensively. But it seems, despite the 3-3 last time these two met, the Grasshopper overall this season don't have that ease in scoring that second goal. Do please make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. It helps the algorithm massively. And please do leave some comments daily. If you've got anything you'd like covered, I can do that for you. With the rest of the video, what we're going to look at is a couple of things. Firstly, there's some African Cup of Nations reports for you to read. The African Cup of Nations is going to change the complexion of December and January for so many teams. Do read those. I've done them for all the major leagues and the teams which are going to be weakened by them, by the absentees. Let's have a look at some of the apps for those of you who want to test. This, I hope, will be the new FootballTradingProfits.com center. So it's probably not going to be one for you to test because I haven't filled it with any content yet. The next app is the Trading Predictor, which you should be used to. It's where we generate most of our reports on a daily basis. I have been enhancing this, so hopefully there'll be some new features. There'll be some new AI features as well. So the person who wants to have a look at this one, hopefully I'll get some great feedback from you. Do try out each of the ideas, and if you don't get any luck with it, that will be good feedback as well. XG Football Analyzer, I've asked Google or Gemini to give me AI for the home and the away side as well. So hopefully we can be making some breakthroughs and making some more expected goals distinctions with that app. This is the AI Football Trading Research. It's another football trading research app. I like doing different ones because they give you different bits of information. So anyone trialing this one, I'd love to hear your reaction to that. These are just placeholders, by the way. I do ask it to get rid of these because it makes absolutely no point telling me about matches which don't actually exist this week or next week. AI Football Research Assistant, again, this is another version of the same thing. They do give you different reports, as I say, so it would be great for your feedback on this one, whoever's going to trial that one. English Premier League Intelligence, well, it's not been very intelligent. It had Liverpool top of the league, and it kept referring to Jurgen Klopp and his beautiful teeth. But we're getting better data now with the insertion of Google search data. So please let me know your thoughts on that one, whoever's going to trial that. Match day focus. This was what a member asked for. Try to stay zoned in on the football only. Get rid of all of the other distractions when you're doing your daily football. Football Consensus Engine. This is an idea where we trawl the internet and get all of the tips from all of the free websites, put them together so you can get the hive mind's idea of what to look out for. This is the AI Football Tip Finder. Again, we look for tips here online, freely available tips. That'll be a great one for you to try out. Trading Master Pro. What this app does it takes you through a series of questions before you trade. Post-Europe, pre-Europe, pre-international break, and a live points with it. Now, I've tried to do league position. One member gave me a great idea for league position. So hopefully that's been included as well. Recent shots on and off target. What I need this to be is practical. So whoever's going to be using this, you'll be using this in a live environment. Is it cumbersome? Is there too much info to work through? It needs to be a quick 1-2 minute job for you to determine if the favourite is indeed the favourite. 100% patterns, Stuttgart, 100% second half goals overall. This is the kind of thing I want to be bringing to you, so you can look at these kind of patterns in each of these leagues. So that's something I'd like somebody to trial for me. Are they accurate patterns? You'll have to go to soccerstats.com to double check. AI Football Assistant, again, it's another one of those base things. And if you can use the in-play version, what's the current scoreline? What's the current match? What's the current time? Any significant events? Get in-play advice. How accurate is that? So I'd love to know your opinion on that. And analyze any team. It's not been very good, this app. It keeps crashing. So again, I'd love for somebody, a member, to trial this one for us. So I'll see members of FootballTradingProfits.com a little bit later on, predominantly for the Swiss Super League, which was very readable yesterday. So I'll see you on Telegram later on. Have a great day, and I'll get in touch with you about these apps. I need to list them, and I need to list their functionality and how you go about trialing them. And I will reply to your comments in yesterday's video, which I'm very grateful for. And we'll come up with a list, and you tell me what you fancy, and I'll give you access to that app. So fantastic stuff. Thank you very much, and I'll see you a bit later.